my name is Rachel and I'm here today with a book haul. It has been quite a while since I posted a video. I took a little bit of a break from YouTube and I found myself really wanting to start making some videos again. So here I am. I'm hoping to bring you some new content more frequently in the future than I have been in the past few months. So if you have noticed my absence, thank you for being patient and waiting for me to return to making videos. So first up are the two books that I purchased for myself from the Scholastic Book Fair that I held at my middle school in the fall, and that is the third and I believe the final book in the Shadow House series by Dan Pawlowski, and this one's called No Way Out. I've read this one and I'm not sure if I'm going to be hanging on to it. I am going to keep the first version. I have all three. I'm going to keep the first volume because I did get it signed when he came to visit our school, but I'm not positive I'm going to keep the second and the third now that I've completed the series. But I did buy this one. And then I also bought the paperback version of Lucky in Love by Casey West. All of my Casey West, or Cassie, is it Casey or Cassie? I always call her Casey, but I think it's Cassie. But now I'm not going to be able to get it out of my head. Whatever. I have all of her contemporary romances in paperback, so I always wait for them to come out at the Scholastic Fair so that they all match. But I have read this one, and I absolutely loved it, and I'm getting ready to put it on the shelf with all of her other books. So let me know down below. Is it Cassie or is it Casey? I don't know. I could probably look it up, but let me know if you know. Next, I picked up a few books at a used book sale at a library. So some of them are a little bit tattered, but that's okay. I really wanted to have them, so I bought them, and it supports the library, which is awesome. So the first one I got is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. One of the books that I actually decided to get rid of was The Goldfinch, because I've had it on my shelf for so long, and I felt really intimidated by that book. I didn't think I was going to read it. So I got rid of it, but I've heard this one is fantastic, and there's something that is a little bit less intimidating about this one for some reason, so I picked this one up, and I do hope to read it. I love that it's a really floppy paperback, and it's really worn in and ready for me to jump into. I also picked up The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I've heard so many things about this, and over the summer and in the fall, I was reading kind of self-help, positive motivation books with one of my friends, and this is one that came up a lot on a list of things I might like during that time, so I went ahead and grabbed a copy. This is another one that I've heard such amazing things about, and when I saw it on the shelf there for a sale for a really good price, I couldn't resist, and that is Girl Waits with Gun by Amy Stewart. And this is a brand new hardback edition, and it was so cheap. I was so excited. But I've been hearing really good things about this. The first place I heard this from was All the Books, the podcast run by the Book Riot crew, and they highly recommend this series, so I'm excited. It sounds fun. I think it's kind of like a female cop story. I think it's set in, for some reason I want to say it's in the 20s, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It's not set in present day time. I know that. So I'm excited for this. I think this will be good, and yeah, I'm excited to have it. And then next are two books that my mom actually picked up for me at the library sale on a separate time when I wasn't with her. The first one is the Betty White Here We Go Again biography, and I am super excited because I love Betty White. This is the large print edition, so that'll be interesting to read, but it'll be fine, and I'm excited to give it a read because it's Betty White. She also picked up a hardback copy of The Girls by Emma Cline, which I'm excited about. I got an e-arc of this, I think, before this even came out, and I just never got around to it. So I am super excited to read it. I have been since before it came out, and I just haven't got to it. So now I have it on my shelf. And then next, towards the end of, I believe it was probably September, I went to Half Price Books and bought a few things on sale there. The first one I got is called The House by Christina Lauren. I have no idea what this is about, but I absolutely love that cover. And I read a little bit of the preview on the back, and it sounded interesting, so I decided to go ahead and get it. I also picked up Psych 101, A Crash Course in Science of the Mind by Paul Kleinman. as well as The Killers Among Us by Stephen A. Egger. This was kind of influenced by another podcast called My Favorite Murder. I have been listening to that and loving it, and that would be so much fun to do a podcast like that. So I kind of wanted to get a little bit of like psychology and some serial killers together, so I got those two books. And then in the same vein, I picked up R is for Ripper, or maybe it's just Ripper. It looks like R, but I don't see anywhere where it says for. So it's just Ripper. It's by Stefan Petruka, and this is supposed to be a story that's kind of influenced, I think, by Jack the Ripper, not necessarily about Jack the Ripper, if that makes sense. It mentions the Pinkerton Agency and obviously a serial killer, but I think it's set in New York instead, so it just sounded really intriguing and I picked it up. So those are all the books that I bought in August and September. Stay tuned in the future for a video of all the books that I hauled in October.